Hey, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. I am Frank, and I'm not coughing. That's amazing. Let's hope I didn't jinx it. So, obviously I have nothing going on in my life. But anyway, I've been, recently, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, and so it's a new season. Excuse me. And they changed the map, so it's mostly water now, which is probably pointless to most of you, but because I'm sure no one here plays video games. Out of the two people that listen to this crap, I know you don't play Fortnite. But anyway, but the reason why I brought it up is because it's mostly water. It reminds me of Waterworld. I know, but which is one of the worst movies ever made, right? Which means it was one of the worst decisions ever made, and then that reminds me of my ex. It's weird how that, or at least that thought process is. Don't know why I'm sharing that. But I don't know. Sometimes you just like to share for some reason unbeknownst to me. I just like sharing. I'm in a shareful mood right now. I'm just sharing stuff. Anyone else want something? Anyone? No, okay, never mind. I was about to share some stuff that I know no one wanted, so moving on. But anyway, yeah, so that girlfriend, God, this is the most, the thing I remember the most about her. When this is sad, when this is what you remember the most about someone. Because we lived together, we had an apartment. So we're coming home, we're walking to the front door, and I think she got fast food. She got something from I think she got McDonald's fries or whatever. And I'm holding the backpack. We're walking in, and then so she balls up the McDonald's bag and throws it in the middle of the kitchen floor, just in the middle. And I'm interesting. So I go to the room, put down my bag, whatever, come back out. So I'm hey Helena, why is why'd you put the empty bag in the middle of the floor? The trash gets right there. I'm thinking it's got to be, I don't care. I'm just wondering why. She's like, 'cause that's how I feel. I'm what? So, it's to me that's girl language. I'm okay, cool. So I just picked it up and threw it away. So a few days go by, and when I say a few days, meaning I leave the house, but then I had an overnight job, or I did an overnight or whatever. So I was gone for whatever, I guess 2 days, whatever. Come back home. So there's a lot. So now there's I guess whatever, a day and a half worth of trash in the middle of the kitchen floor. I'm what's going on? She's it's just that's just my mind. It's just how I feel. And I'm oh Lord. So basically, apparently, the middle of the kitchen floor was her emotions and her inner turmoil and her. It was just weird. It was if she was in a good mood, the kitchen was really clean. If she was in a bad mood, the kitchen looked angry. If she was I guess whatever, messy, depressed, she was the kitchen was the trash can. It just so obviously that did not work out. But it was, I don't know, crazy person. Anyway, I do have some excuse me, questions from the internet. Let's see. Can I read this? Jeez. I'm trying. Okay. Here we go. What's something you should have said a long time ago? I don't know why that was so hard to read. What's something you should have said a long time ago? Okay, let me think. Something I should have said a long time ago. That's a very broad question, though. Okay. Jenny, you're not a stripper. That's something I should have said a long time ago. Let's see. Because of the first thing I said, I'm thinking about ex-girlfriends now. But I had an ex-girlfriend named Jenny, who I've always been in shape. Look at me. I'm a walking Tinder profile. I mean, you swipe left on it, but I'm just saying, I'm a walking Tinder profile. But no, like Jenny wanted to lose weight, and so I just suggested, well, just afraid about going to the gym, just try something fun, just so like you're exercising but don't know you're exercising because, maybe you have a better look at it, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so she decides to take a pole dancing class, like an aerobic pole dancing class. So basically, you learn how to be a stripper, but it counts as exercise. Wow, it was horrible. I just remember after the first class was too much because I remember she came over to my house and she pulled out her laptop and started playing some like music and started like she's like sit down, and so I sit down in the chair and I don't know what's going on. She starts dancing like a stripper and I'm like, oh boy, like seriously, she looked like a moose that got shot. Like that's how she was moving. I'm like, dude, this is not sexy. I want nothing to do with this. How you're not even losing weight, but I'm losing interest. Trust me, this is not. It was horrible. It's horrible. And then like I don't know. Then like she tried to set on me, and I know it's not like I'm telling fat jokes. She wasn't even like fat. Like she was like Los Angeles fat, meaning she was like 20 pounds overweight. So like I'm just saying it's like. So I'm saying like it's not a weight joke, but anyway. So like she sat on me like. She's a stripper, and I'm just like this. It's not like this. Like it was, it was nothing like. It was just wrong. I was like, Jenny, you're not doing it right. Like you didn't come from like a horrible background. Like to be a good stripper, like you have to have like an alcoholic father or no father. And your mother had to at least be a drug addict, and maybe your cousin tried to date you. Like you had to have a fucked up background. Like she came from a good family and stuff. So like she didn't have any evil in her pelvic thrust, if you know what I'm saying. So I was just like, stop. Anyway, next question. What? I'm having trouble with my eyesight right now, but I'm having no trouble talking. You have a lot of posters in your. No, you have a lot of posters on your wall. Why? Oh boy, excuse me as I sniffle. Why? Give a fuck. Cause I want them. It's a stupid question. It's more interesting, like on what the posters are. Like they're mostly K-pop posters. But why I want my wall covered. Who gives a fuck why? Why are you so nosy? Like I want my wall covered. Like, why do I want a boring wall? So since I like K-pop, I put some of the groups I like up there. I got I'm not gonna name them all, but I got like 6. Yeah, I got 6 Red Velvet posters. I dig them. I got 7 posters of ITZY. No. I have 2 posters of ITZY and 5 of Yuna from ITZY. So yeah, okay. So I have 5 posters of Yuna from ITZY. Okay, and then I have 5 posters of Wiki Mickey. All top-notch quality K-pop you should get into. But anyway, but why? Because I like looking at them. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know why you ask why someone has posters on their wall. It's like asking like. I don't know, that's like asking like why people ask stupid questions, because I guess they just do it. Next question. What's your most memorable on-the-job experience? Once again, this has been asked before, but it's like a different version of it. Like, I've been asked lots of job questions, but like the most memorable on-the-job experience. Okay, I used to work at PetSmart. I used to do overnights at PetSmart. And my shift started at 9:45. Okay, but I would get there at 9 and just start because the closing shift, like they had some, like there's this one worker named Celine, Celine Urena, shit worker, horrible worker. Like if you showed up and she was there was more work to do. So I just show up early because the closing shift did not do their job, so I had to come in early. Okay, so I come in early. Okay, I come in at 9 o'clock. So there's 2 people working there. And like their job is to walk all the dogs and stuff before I come in, do the dishes, all that stuff. So I come in 45 minutes early. Nothing's really done. And for some reason, there's a few more dogs to walk, and so I walk in now. And so this chick named Robin, she's leaning on the doorway, a guy named Ace in the kitchen. And I walk in, and the first thing I notice is, hey, that dog's dead. It's like I'm not even kidding. I walk in, the first thing I notice, there is a dead dog in his, it's not a crate, it's like a big room. It's like it's like a big room. It's like fancy, like it costs a lot of life. So the dog is spending the night, so it's not in the crate, it's like in a big room anyway. But it's dead. I walk, it's the first thing I notice. And she's standing right by the door, like leaning on it, like looking at me, and I'm going, hey, how you doing, Robin? And I'm like looking down at the dog, and I'm like, how come she's not saying anything? And I'm just like, okay. And so then I just make small talk with her, because I'm like, dead dog, how come? I'm trying to process. I walk into the kitchen, it's where the dog food is, and I talk to Ace, and I'm like, so, did you walk all the dogs? I'm bringing up all the dogs, meaning because that dog is dead, so if he says he walked all the dogs, he's lying. He's like, oh yeah, everything's taken care of. And I'm like, oh really? All the dogs are cool? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, but there's a fucking dead dog, like 10 feet. Okay. Anyway, so now we're all standing by the room, the see-through glass door. There's a dead dog there, and we're all standing outside of it. And I'm like, okay, guys, so I guess we're done. And they're both like Ace and Rob, like, yeah, and they take off. And I'm like, there's a fucking dead dog here. No. So I'm like so confused. I'm like, obviously they know the dog's dead. They're doing a great job of pretending they don't notice. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Okay, so then the manager of the store does a closing check on the dog part. So she has to walk through, look at all the dogs. Okay, so she walks through and walks past the dead dog. She doesn't say anything either. So I'm like, how come no one notices that this dog is dead? And how come everyone's pretending? So now I'm like paranoid. So now I'm like concocting a story. What do I tell the manager, blah, 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 the person in charge? So when morning comes and the dog's dead, I'm not blamed for it. So around 2 a.m., not kidding, around 2 a.m., I finally figured out what story to tell so no one gets in trouble. And at 2 a.m., I call my manager. I'm like, so-and-so's not breathing. I double-checked the dog. He's dead. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. She's like, don't worry, I'll send, she makes a couple calls. Another manager comes down. We take the dog to the vet, to double check, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, the whole point is, it was some mass cover-up where 3 people in charge knew the dog died, but were trying to blame it on me, the overnight guy. But then I had to make up a story that was good enough to make everyone clear. And that was the craziest work experience I've ever had. Anyway, that's been enough for today. Have a good one.